Hey, can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Alright. Do you own any games in the Call of Duty series?
Yes.
Which games do you own?
I've owned Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Black Ops, and Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Alright. Yeah. Are you more likely to buy a Call of Duty made by Treyarch or Infinity Ward? Or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Which company do you like the most?
Probably Treyarch.
And why?
Probably because they have the Nazi zombies portion of their game.
Alright. When a Halo and Call of Duty come out in the same week, are you more likely to buy the Halo or the Call of Duty? Or does it matter?
I would probably buy the Call of Duty.
Alright. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you.
Hey Alex, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you own any of the Call of Duty games?
Yes, I do.
Which ones do you have?
I've had Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, and Modern Warfare 3.
Are you more likely to buy a Call of Duty made by Treyarch or Infinity Ward?
I'd say I'd probably buy both, but I'm more likely to buy a Treyarch one.
Why?
Because I like how they program the game and everything, and the zombies is a lot of fun.
When a Halo and Call of Duty come out in the same week, are you more likely to buy the Halo or the Call of Duty?
I will probably buy both, but then in the end, I'll play the Call of Duty more.
Alright, cool. Thanks for the interview.
No problem.
This is our master graph. It has all of the Call of Duties in their number of sales per million here, and then the graphs model is there, and then the correlation is pretty close to 1, so it's pretty accurate. This is just a master graph of the games sold from their release date until November 24th, 2012. So yeah, this is the master graph. This is the graph that we used for most of our project. We found it online from a credible source. It models all of the Call of Duty games from their release date until November 24th, 2012. And then you see down here we have the week and the term. So when they graphed it, they had the weeks. But I switched it into terms because I think it would be really huge, the week number, when we got into our main question, how many have been sold by the year 2050. So to get the number of terms, you take the week, and then you add 2, and then divide by 3, so you can get all of the terms here. So if you wanted to figure out how many copies were sold in the 13th week, you would take 13 plus 2, 15 divided by 3 is 5, so that's the 5th term. So the term can be modeled from the weeks by x plus 2 divided by 3. This is the graph for Call of Duty 4. On the x-axis it has the terms, which term it is, and then on the y-axis it has the number of copies sold per million. And then for the equation for the graph, we got y equals 0.03189 x plus 5.934. Where you see the black brackets, that's where we measured the equation from. We didn't count this part over here because that's where the first year of the game, and that's going to be different because they're basically 2 parts of the graph. This is linear from the end of the first year until now. It's pretty steady. But the first year, it started off really fast and then it leveled off. So yeah, the equation is over here, and then the correlation is 1. And this is the graph for World at War. It's basically the exact same thing as the other graph for Call of Duty 4. yeah, we did the same thing as the last one. We modeled the equation in the black brackets because this is the first year, and that's different from the linear from every year after that. So this is the graph for World at War, and this is the graph for Modern Warfare 2 copies sold to date. It's the same thing as the other two graphs, but for the end, for our main question, how many games or how many copies of every game have been sold by the year 2050? The way we'll calculate that is see how many weeks it is from when the game came out until November 24th, 2050, and then we'll take however many weeks that is, add 2 and divide by 3 to get the term, and then we'll plug that term into the x value of our equation, and then that'll give us the number of copies sold by that date, and then we'll add them all up to see how many copies total will be sold by then. So this is the graph of Modern Warfare 2. And this is the graph for Black Ops. If you can tell, the slope is actually increasing every game except for World at War. That, I guess, was just a bad game. It didn't sell as many copies. And if you notice also that the term down here is also decreasing every time, and that's because the amount of weeks since the release date until now have been shorter, obviously, because the game is newer. So yeah, this is the graph for Black Ops. And this is the graph for Modern Warfare 3. The terms down at the x-axis is down to 18 because that's it's only been out for a year now. The slope is enormous. It's bigger than all the other ones. So this is gonna have a lot more copies sold by the year 2050. We won't be doing a graph for Black Ops 2 because the game has only been out for a few weeks and we don't have enough data to tell how many games will be sold by a year from now or by 2050. Okay, so for this part of the project, this is the calculations part. So to figure out how many copies of Call of Duty 4 have been sold until now, this is what we need to do. From the graph before in this video, we found out that the equation was y equals 0.03189 x plus 5.934. So we'll use that at the end. So the release date of Call of Duty 4 was November 5th, 2007. So we need to figure out how many weeks this game has been out. So we'll do 24 minus 5 gives you 19 days. And then 2012 minus 2007 equals 5. So 5 times 365 equals 1,825 days. And then you add the 19 days and you get 1,844 days. So that's how long in days this game has been out. And then you divide that number by 7 and you get 263.43 weeks. And then to figure out what term that is, we do 263.43 plus 2 and then divide it by 3 and it gets 88.48. So then we plug that number back into the equation and we get 8.76 million. And I believe the actual number of copies sold now is 8.74, so that's pretty accurate. And then down here to figure out how many copies have been sold by 2050, November 24th, 2050, we'll basically do the same thing, but we need to figure out how many days it will be old by then. So we'll do 365 times 43 because it'll have been out for 43 years, and it gives us 15,695 days plus the 19 days, and it gets to 15,714 days old. And then we'll take that divided by 7, get the amount of weeks, 2,244.86. So we need to get that into term. Plus 2 divided by 3 gets 748.95. Plug that back into the equation, and we get 29.82 million. I'm not gonna show all of the calculations for every game because it would be really redundant and boring. So I'm just gonna do all the calculations, put them next to each other, and then add them up and see how many games have been sold by November 24th, 2050. Okay, this is the final part of the video. These are the numbers of copies sold in millions of each game by the year 2050. And then you add all of those numbers up and you get 187.24 million copies. So, of COD 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, all of those games added up is 187.24 by November 24th, 2050.